Chris Brown, Steve Tasker with you, and joined in studio here by Bills reporter Maddy Glab, also the host of Bills Tonight, your post-game coverage of every Bills game with her and Steve. So tune in for that. All right, so let's begin with practice updates here on Thursday. The first injury report will be coming out a little bit later this afternoon. But here we go. The guys yesterday who did not participate, Ed Oliver, Khalil Shakir, James Cook, Curtis Samuel. Anybody back from that group?
We'll start with the good news. Curtis Samuel was back at practice today. He was not wearing a red non-contact jersey. He was wearing a normal jersey.
Okay.
So there's a little bit of positive news out of that group. Ed Oliver, not at practice, was not working off to the side like some others were. He did walk out to practice about 15 minutes into us viewing practice. He was wearing street clothes and was just going out there to go hang out with the defensive line and watch them practice.
Okay.
So he made a sighting out there, but was not working off to the side. Khalil Shakir working off to the side for a second straight day. Today, what was new, we didn't see him do this yesterday, he was running routes with Mike White.
Okay.
So he was working off to the side, did some ladder things off to the side with the strength staff and the athletic training staff. And then when groups went into individual drills, him and Mike White and a few athletic trainers and strength staff members went off to a different part of the field, and he was running, stopping, starting, stutter stepping, doing things against... He wasn't being guarded or anything like that,
Right.
but
Against air.
So he was working through running some routes. So I think that is good to see. That is a positive sign that he was able to make that advancement in today's practice.
And then Cook.
James Cook, off to the side, working out. Yesterday, he was on the bike with Curtis Samuel. Today, he was doing things on the ladder, and he was running up and down the field.
Okay.
So working off to the side throughout practice.
All right. That would seem like progress compared to just riding the bike. So, man, that we're going to need that extra day. It sounds like for some of these guys with it being a Monday night game.
Yep.
So hopefully that extra day helps.
Mac Hollins is still in a red non-contact
that was
jersey.
interesting.
Yes, so
And
I'm
we'll get his
wondering what
designation
that
today, I guess.
designation is. Yes, exactly. Taryn Johnson no longer in red, and
That's
Terrell
good.
Bernard no longer in red. So other two pieces of good news is
Yeah.
those guys hopefully look to be good for that Monday night football game. Taryn Johnson, I know when he talked to reporters yesterday, said, we're taking it one day at a time, and said, we'll see. But he did have a smile on his face as he said, we'll see.
And look, it's been frustrating to see him out of the lineup this long, but you get him for this all-important division game. Boy, that's a big boost for the defense. Plus, you get Taylor Rapp back out of concussion protocol,
True.
and suddenly the back end looks a whole lot better. Austin Johnson, Maddy, was another guy that got nicked up in last week's game. Limited yesterday. I mean, was he practicing today?
He was
at least
out there
again?
today. He wasn't wearing red yesterday
Okay.
or today, so I would assume things are pointing in the right direction for him. It'll be good to get some more of the inside of your defensive line back if Ed Oliver is going to miss a second
that's
straight
what I mean.
game.
Yeah, so if Johnson can get back too, that would be a help, especially knowing that the Jets are probably going to try to run the football, although who knows with this new play caller on offense.
Well, it's true.
We'll get your take on it as well, Maddy. Both Brownie and I believe the Jets are in a position where they got to win this game. I mean, they have absolutely got to win this game. With all the changes that have happened, the direction their season could go if they don't, what the owner said when he made the change, I mean, all of it. It really seems like just do or die at this point, even at this early stage of the season. What do you think?
Yeah, the timing of it all is so interesting to me. I know that's what a lot of people are saying. They start the season 2-3. They have an opportunity to take the lead in the AFC East should they win this game. It'll be very interesting to see if there's a mix-up in the play calling. I know Todd Downing is calling the plays, but mix-up, I mean something different than what we've already seen. This is the worst rushing offense in the NFL, but you have Breece Hall and Braylon Allen, two really good running backs, facing a Bills defense who has struggled against the run in the last couple of weeks. So I am intrigued to see what happens in that facet of the game. But The Jets, they've got a new interim head coach in Jeff Ulbrich. The stat is interim head coaches are 16-13 in their first game coached since 2010, according to Fox Sports. This was an article written by Fox Sports last year that I found ahead of when the Bills faced the Chargers without Brandon Staley. So updated that stat. It's 16-13 now. So we'll see what the Jets do.
So we talked about Shakir's level of participation in practice. It looks like it's pretty much off on the side. So for 2 days, he'll probably be, I'm assuming he'll probably be listed as a DNP. He's not doing anything with the team.
Right.
And there is a huge difference that we have found already through 5 games when he is on the field for Josh and when he is not.
Yes, I pulled a few stats about this team ahead of this matchup. One of those I wanted to discuss is about Josh Allen and what he does with Khalil Shakir on the field. On the field, Josh Allen has a 70.5 completion percentage. Off the field, when Josh Allen is throwing to receivers other than Khalil Shakir, when Khalil Shakir is not part of the lineup, 45.3% completion percentage. That is quite a big drop-off. Shakir leads the NFL right now with a 94.7 catch percentage. So when he is targeted, he is going to catch the ball. We saw him have that long string of targets, 27, that he caught every single pass from Josh Allen. He is somebody who is so important to the offense. The offense can do things through Khalil Shakir based on his ability to catch the ball. He is a man beater. We've talked about the Bills facing man defense, especially with what happened last week and how it was hard for them to find answers against man. Khalil Shakir is somebody who can beat man defense because of the way that he runs his routes, because of his ability to get open, because of his ability to take yards after the catch and help move the ball down the field. I think one other important thing about Shakir is he understands how Josh Allen plays the position. Remember, Shakir is the only receiver who is still on this roster that caught a pass from Allen last season. They have time together. They understand how each other works. There are some plays where the play breaks down and Josh has to roll out of the pocket and he's looking for guys around the field, and Khalil Shakir knows how Allen is going to operate outside of the pocket. He knows what he needs to do with his routes when Josh Allen is outside of the pocket. So because of that, I think he is just so important to this offense. What I want to ask you guys here, though, we see this number, 70.5% completion percentage with Khalil Shakir on the field. 45.3% completion percentage when Shakir is not on the field.
Yeah.
That's a big difference, but do we think something like this is going to even itself out as the season goes on?
Well, I would like to think that as the newer receivers to the roster get more time on the field with Josh, that their numbers will improve and thereby bring that collective number up. You're kind of relying on the coaching staff's ability to develop players and players' ability to acclimate better to the system and on-field chemistry with Josh. So, yes, I would – my God, if it doesn't, we're in big trouble.
Yeah, and they've had it. Yeah, and they played a couple of really good teams this last couple of
and
weeks.
They'll play another one.
A couple of playoff teams, and it's going to be harder to move the football. But there are also moments in the games, and I think a lot of it – if this happens, then this happens, or if this happens, then this doesn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
And you think back early in the game, there was a couple of, even the first time the Bills had the ball and they punted it away, on the second down of that drive, Josh just doesn't want to throw the easy completion out wide to Curtis Samuel. He tries to go deep. He overthrows Hollins. If he does either one of those things, if he hits Hollins on the deep one, obviously it's a touchdown. If he hits the swing pass to Curtis Samuel, it's a first down. They're staying on the field, and here we go again. Mm-hmm. And they gashed him early in that game with the running game and in the passing game. If you hit one of those plays, everything behind it changes.
True.
And even if you get the first down, everything behind that changes. Those handfuls of plays that have not gone the Bills' way kind of dictates our perception of how their offense is playing.
Yeah.
All right, so let's flip it around and look at the defensive side of the ball here. Christian Benford hasn't been getting a whole lot of pub, but he has been playing lights-out football, a top 3 cover corner in the league by most metrics. He's up there in Patrick Surtain territory.
Yes.
So maybe just lay out and try to paint the picture of how well he has been playing on defense. For the
This
Bills.
is the season that people who are not Bills fans should start to know the name of Christian Benford because of the way he's playing that position. He's allowing 0.3 yards per coverage snap. That ties for the lowest among cornerbacks with at least 100 snaps in coverage according to Next Gen Stats. That is less than half a yard. That is insane.
Yeah,
what he's doing at that position. And he has also prevented separation on 76% of his opportunities, which is the best according to PFF. They released an article today about that. Another incredible number. Before the Texans game, he was allowing a 14.6 opponent passer rating, which ranks best per PFF. His plays allow this defense to play at another level. The way that he plays the position, the way that he can defend his area of turf, he is the epitome of doing your 111th. We hear our head coach Sean McDermott talk about it all the time, do your 111th. He does it, and he does it 150%. That's the type of effort that he takes to that. One more thing about him, he's just such a great decision maker. He's got great technique, and he's such a fluid player. It doesn't matter who is on the other side of the football. He has this capability to run with whoever it is. He can flip his hips. He can move fast. He can cut. He can stop. I wonder, is he going to follow Garrett Wilson in this game?
This might be a week where you do that, especially when you see Garrett Wilson getting targeted 22 times last week against Minnesota. I don't anticipate that changing, especially after he put up 13 for 101 last week. So I wonder if he travels this week. Is this the week that Benford travels with their number one wideout for the duration of the game? Maybe not the whole game, but maybe in the early stages and see how it all shakes out. Because, to the point that Maddy mentioned about the mirroring abilities, that's a guy you want on.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know that you change who you are, though, as a defense. I mean, they may be, really hesitant to do that even against this Jet team. It's a philosophical question.
Yeah.
How much faith do you have in other guys on your roster? How much you going to play man? If you're not playing man, you don't need to follow the guy.
Yeah.
So we'll see about that. But I'd be surprised if they did that.
Okay.
I really would.
Quickly, Maddy,
because of the struggles they've had at the other end.
Right. Quickly, Maddy, because I know you got to get in the locker room here with practice ending. But Dorian Williams has been a tackling machine the last few weeks. Where are we seeing his numbers spike most impressively?
So Dorian Williams is averaging 10 tackles per game. That leads the team in tackles. I was clicking around trying to find stats ahead of this game and found this random one, which I thought speaks to how he has improved so much at the linebacker position in his second year in the NFL. He has 32 tackles on designed run plays. That ranks second best in the NFL. When you have a stat like that, you are second best in the NFL tackles on designed run plays. That says about the way you play the position, it says that you're not going to get beat on much. You're not going to take the bait on much. And we've seen him come into the league in his first year as a player that is tough, strong, physical, and fast. He has the physical traits to play the position, and this year we've really seen him match that with an understanding of the defense that's allowed him to take playing this will linebacker position to the next level. Terrell Bernard spoke about it yesterday after practice. He said that Williams is communicating, flying around, making plays, and he's put a lot of work into be where right now. We'll see how this linebacker position is targeted when it comes to the Jets offense. Are they going to try to run the ball more now with Todd Downing as a play caller with running backs like Breece Hall and Braylon Allen? If so, Terrell Bernard and Dorian Williams are going to have a little bit more to defend.
Yeah, and look, fast athletic linebackers are what you want to have against those big guys, and the Bills have it in Williams and Bernard. So I'm actually encouraged about that part of the game. Maddy, thanks for the stats and the practice updates. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
We'll let you get to the locker room here for post-practice interviews. That's Bills reporter Maddy Glab joining us.